Good morning, distinguished guests, Honorable Minister. I would just like to start my speech, first of all, thanking Digital Learning for creating a platform to focus on opportunities, innovation, and challenges for education, and giving us the opportunity to share our views and come out with better ideas. All of us know education is the basic fundamental right of every citizen. And on the other side, we have a reality where we have a growing population base, and we are living in an environment where we are resource conscious. I will not use the word resource challenged, because right now the scarcity of resources is a truth both for developing and developed economies. We need to be conscious with the rate with which we are growing. And in such a scenario, it is very, very important that we harness the power of ICT, IT, to enable the benefits of or access to education to the last mile, to remove that digital divide, to make education reach at every doorstep. We, as in India, have forward-looking policies coming out from government. We have right to education, we have RMSA, we have SSA. There's a lot of funding also being pumped in. In last 2 years only, the funding given to right to education was doubled. Yet we see in most of the progressive states in India, the dropout rate is increasing. The annual average dropout rate has gone down, but few of the progressive states still have that challenge of the dropout rate going up. Hence, there is a need wherein we use ICT not just as the ends or as an objective, but as means to be able to have these benefits reach out to even the underprivileged. We create solutions, and especially I would say private sector has that responsibility to create simple and innovative solutions that can enable this. For example, if we are talking about ICT, IT everywhere, we are also making lots of efforts to have ICT adoption within education, but there is still a lot to be done where we are not practicing ICT. We are not making ICT as a habit. We are not leveraging it. What stops us from making use of simple solutions like biometric and cloud technology to monitor the attendance of a student, whether it be a village, whether it be an urban school? Why can't this system be directly connected from the principal's office to the Directorate of Education, to the government education cloud, where the moment the student stops attending the classes from the 10th day, there is a notification which is going to the authority. There's a letter which is going at his home telling 10 days the student is not there. See, at urban places it is very easy. The parents are aware, they are actively engaged, the child is absent, they're informing it's because of fever. But in rural area and underprivileged economies, the student is just suddenly pulled out of the school. Why? Now he becomes another earner for the family. There's some other reason, they got shifted, they've not bothered to get him admitted to the other school. We can actually reach to the root cause of this and monitor and do value addition, or probably advise on what more can be done on policies with respect to that. With respect to curriculum, do we teach our students for a television that this is the switch, this is the remote? So then why the curriculum for ICT is just only focused on this is an input device, this is an output device, this is a printing device? We can have a curriculum which teaches us about the etiquettes when we are on internet, the security norms, the ethics which we have to follow while we are communicating through internet, a geography lesson can have a 1-minute session in a class which teaches how GPRS can be used to find out your way. It is enabling your lives. This would be practicing ICT in true sense, where we are not allocating just few hours, 40 hours in the curriculum, but we are practicing ICT. We can also look towards having digital literate economy or people, wherein even though we have illiterate people who can't read and write, but we use tools which are used for enabling blinds also to enable literate. From the voice technology, they can at least be taught how to use ATMs, how to use mobile phones, how to use other such ICT devices which can bridge the gap which the digital divide is creating between the rural and urban, with the least privileged and the most privileged. And I absolutely agree with the views of my colleague, Mr. Lokesh, who mentioned that there has to be a private-public partnership. We have to enable, help governments to have more benefit out of the policies, the forward-looking policies they come out with, and it's time that each of us contribute on